He needs revenue. Yes, there's what, 240 premium golf memberships that live in the community. There are other tennis memberships. There's the social memberships that only funnel money into the club. But there's a lot of us with disposable income who would go out to eat. Red, White, and Brew is doing a booming business, but we can't go over to the golf club and have a meal unless you're a member. And if he opened it up to the community, maybe on a limited basis, how about the workout facilities? You could buy a membership to the workout facility. It just be the workout membership. There are ways to tap this community financially to improve his bottom line without building homes.
I appreciate you bringing that up. Let me clarify. I was at all those membership meetings that you attended. What number one is that Shelby does not have, as we stated, a time frame to build, but you will recall in those meetings there were several motions or proposals made from members that said, we'll support this if you will put in some clause that this will never be developed. And in fact, you may recall Shelby made a joke of it that someone suggested even if he died, his kids couldn't develop it. And Shelby said very clearly he could not make such a guarantee or a promise to the membership. So that's the fact that there aren't any plans, as we stated, due to the economy of when this would get started. But no, there was... I was in every one of those meetings, and he never, ever said that this would never develop.
I know he didn't say never, but in all of those meetings, he did say that it was not his intention to build on this property. That this was simply to get a higher appraised value for banking purposes only. So now, I'm certainly feeling a little bit confused because this presentation makes it sound like it's a foregone conclusion, and it may not be this year, but it certainly will be soon.
You may recall in those member meetings, I explained to you that for the purposes of the city's review, they have to review it as if it's going to get built tomorrow. That's how they look at it. They can't look at it as if it's going to get built 6 months from now, or a year from now, or 5 years from now. They have to assume it's going to happen immediately. We don't know when it would get built, as we've stated, but we present it to the city and they review it, and based upon could it happen right now. Yes, sir.
During that meeting, probably the same meeting you were in, you stated the reason for the changing of the zoning laws was because a bank had called in the loan, Mr. Shelby, on this golf course, and they were asking for this to increase the value of the golf course so he could get better financing. And you did say, and I quote, that we have no plans to develop the property at this time. That were your statement? That isn't BS? That's exactly what you said.
Okay. Let me just, I forgot to answer, you had asked another question about the ability to assert to whether or not he could build the homes without city approval. And I apologize for any misunderstanding. It's that it currently has R19 zoning. So if he pursued an R19 subdivision, he wouldn't need to get rezoning approval. That's what we're talking about. It's not confused that he doesn't need to get any approvals from the city. Anything you build in the city, you've got to go get approvals for. Yes, sir.
Can everybody hear me? I understand that you may not have any plans to start developing on that parcel, but if you get that parcel rezoned, is there anything to preclude you from selling that off to another developer?
Oh, no. No, none whatsoever.
So the possibility of something similar to Blanford Homes moving into Peanut Mountain could happen on that driving right there?
That's certainly a possibility. As Shelby's told you in the meetings, he's not a developer. That's not what he does.
And that would be a great way to use the income, right?
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble hearing this gentleman. Say again, sir.
And that would handle your money problems by generating quick income by selling it to someone else who could develop right there.
Well, and let me try to address that. That is only a short-term infusion of revenue. The long-term effect, as Shelby talked about, and just so you understand, sir, he didn't have a call on his loan for Red Mountain. It was on another golf course he was referring to. It's a short-term. It's to raise the value. See, the driving range, from the standpoint of people who appraise and finance golf courses, the driving range, especially at a private club, doesn't add value to the driving range, or to the golf course as a whole for the purposes of financing.
I don't believe you.
Okay? So noted. Yes?
Simply, I talked to a lot of members, and there was no driving range, including myself, leading the club. I don't want to leave a facility club, great club. The reason behind this, we understand, is that Shelby has no problem with use membership. If you do something, you need to go public. Have you heard anything?
I have not had those conversations with Shelby, so I'm not aware of that, sir. And for those who may not have heard, is that the gentleman mentioned that it was his feeling for himself, and he felt other members of the club that if the driving range disappeared, those members would disappear also. Did I state that correctly, sir? Yes, sir.
I've got a question. It isn't really a question. Statement. I'm very discouraged with the situation.
Now, we're kind of short on this.
My name's Bill King. Some of you know who I am. I was very discouraged when I called the homeowners association and asked what they're going to do. And they told me everything was, they get some pros and some cons on this situation. And I said, I can't believe this. And I wrote them a letter. And I said, as a long-time Red Mountain Ranch homeowner, and I was a member of